Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Laurel and I love to create. Mostly I love to create anything fantasy. And one of the things I do not have yet is a gnome or fairy garden. And it is getting so it's lovely outside. And my little guys want to enjoy the sunlight too. But first they're going to need some homes if I'm going to move some outside. So I decided to get started this week and I made a fairy home. But I can't do anything normal, but I love me a top hat. So ta-da! I made a little top hat fairy house and it just turned out adorable. I am just so happy with how it turned out. I can't wait to put this outside in my garden. So I'll show you guys right now how you can make your own adorable little fairy house. Let's get started. We're going to start by pressing together about 10 or 15 aluminum sheets. Just smooth them out with my rolling pin. And then I just found this round lid that I'm going to use to trace around. And we're going to cut that out, holding all those sheets together. And these are some disposable ice cream cups from the dollar store. So I'm going to use a pen just to curl up my sides. I'm going to curl the sides up and the top and the back down. And this is all my leftover tidbits of polymer clay that I'm just mushing together. I don't have any black, so I figure I'm going to paint it anyway. And then I'm going to cover the top of it with aluminum foil just to give us a lid for our hat. A little clay right in the middle to hold this together. And we're going to put that all around the edges as well, just to hold our two cups together. And then just press them firmly together there. Smoothing out the edges so you don't have a big lump. Okay, so I rolled out some polymer clay in the pasta maker. You can use a rolling pin as well. And we're just going to roll that polymer clay around our disposable cups, trying to get it tight without ripping or pulling too much. Just nice and smooth. And just use your knife when you get to the end to cut your seam there. And the same thing for the top of the hat. Just trace around it with your knife. And then just press down your edges, smoothing them. This is a really inexpensive clay I get from Amazon, so it is a little sticky sometimes. So I find when smoothing, if you add just a little cornstarch to your hands, it'll give it it helps it just smooth it really easy, giving your seams a little more seamless. And then I'm just using the tool to roll right on there. It helps to smooth it as well. This was a lot of smoothing. It took a while to get everything nice and smooth. And then I'm just going to use this rubber stamp to give it some texture. I'm adding a little piece to the top. I didn't think it was quite thick enough. It didn't look quite right. And again, just tracing around a cup to get the size I need for the top of the hat there. And I have like a smaller version of that pattern. I'm just going to put randomly all over the hat. Again, just to add some texture. You can use whatever kind of pattern you want, or none. It's really up to you. And then I'm rolling out some to cover the aluminum foil circle we made. So I'm just going to roll out a piece here to fold over the edges. If your circle is not quite a circle, again, it doesn't really matter. We want it to look a little tattered, and we're rolling and forming anyway, so it's okay. And we're going to place our cup just a little further back, so our front piece is a little bit bigger than our back piece. And now, because we already curled up our aluminum foil, it just helps it to curl up a little easier. And if you put it on a cup, that way you can curl down your back and your front. Again, smoothing, smoothing. And texturing. A lot of smoothing. And then we're going to bake that at 135 degrees Celsius for 30 minutes. This here is a texture roller my husband printed for me. I just love it. It's a wood texture one, helps me out a little bit. And we're just going to cut out a door shape. I'm using pink for this. You can use whatever color you want your door to be. This is a couple pinks I blended together for this. And then we're going to roll out some gray clay to give us our door frame. And we're going to make little steps with that as well. This here is another 3D roller my husband made me. This is a cobblestone one. And now I'm just going to add a little bit of green just right in the cracks here and there. And then we're going to use our daughter tool just to give it some texture and just kind of a moss kind of look in the cracks. And now I'm using a bright lime green just to make some vines crawling up. And a little welcome sign for the door. And now again, just some rubber stamps just to give some texture and cut out some little triangle shapes just to make some hinge kind of looks here. And a matching doorknob. And then I pulled out my rose mold and I'm making some little tiny roses to put on those vines that we made. And this is just some black acrylic paint now. Our hat is all baked up, so I'm just going to cover the whole thing with black paint. And now we're going to cut out a ribbon for our hat. So now that our hat is hard, we're going to add a little bacon bond just to make sure that our other stuff will stick to it. And then we're just going to texture that with our tool, making it look a little worn and torn here and there. Add some bacon bond again, and we're going to add our door now to the front of that. A little bit of bacon bond to those vines that we have as well, just to attach those to the hat. And then I realized I should have done this before I added the clay, but oh well. So I cut out some windows. It was actually easier than I thought it would be. And then a little bit of clay around the windows. Again, bacon bond to make sure it sticks. Our window frame. And then I added some more vines around that as well. Cobblestone Walkway. This is easiest, just I roll out a snake and cut slices and then press those. That is the easiest way to make cobblestone for me. And we're going to add some more little mossy bits in the cracks of that as well. And now we're going to make some mushrooms. So I just make a little cone shape that I press on the tip of a ball tool here, making a hole for a stem. And I'm putting a little wire into a stem here now just to make sure it stands nice. Texturing the underneath and our stem again. Hope you can see that it's hard, they're very tiny. Add a little green pad or some grass or whatever just to help stick down our mushroom. And we're going to make some little grassy pieces to go with that. And now we need some lawn furniture for the roof of our hat. So I'm just making some leaves here with my mold. And then we're going to twist some aluminum foil, just tiny pieces here. We're going to make some legs for a table. I find it's easiest to flatten it out and then roll the aluminum foil in it, but however you like to do it. And we're going to cut out 3 pieces about the same size and a round tabletop. And just position those on making a little pedestal kind of form. I did redo the top because I wanted to do the wood green again on the top of that. Maybe just cut it around top. And now I'm making little stumps for our bottoms of our chairs. We're going to use some aluminum foil behind the chairs just to make them stand up while they're baking. A little green moss foot pad here. A little green moss carpet maybe. Just some aluminum foil behind, like I said, just to help stand your chairs up. And now I'm making some little rose bushes or berry bushes, I guess. Add some little berries. Decided we needed a few more mushrooms, so I made a couple more mushrooms. These ones I have some skinny wooden beads that I used for the stumps instead. I found that worked a little easier than the wire stems. Finishing up our mushrooms here. Adding some more green mossy bits all around. And we're going to bake that up at 135 again for 30 minutes. And then we're going to pull out our folk art metallic paints and color shift paints. I love all these for dry brushing over to help show off your detail and textures. And then I made a black wash with a black color shift and water and just went over everything with that. It helps us make it look worn and show off your detail once again. I hope you guys like this tutorial, and I hope you like the little top hat as much as I do. Please make sure to leave a comment for me. I'd love to hear from you. And if you haven't already, make sure to like and subscribe. We'd love to see you around more often. Thanks again for watching, guys. Love to all, and have a great week.